Hi, I'm Barrett Brown again. This is part three of a three-part series on why I'm angry with the FBI. Sorry. I've got a case of the giggles. I want to note first, we'll recap in a second what I've been talking about for like the past half an hour of videos. This will be the last one, I promise. Just want to note that, as I mentioned previously, uh, as I'm reminded several times a day at least by my enemies, I was once a heroin addict. I got off heroin a couple of years ago and got on Suboxone. Shortly after that, I actually got off heroin cold turkey a couple times, and then finally just got off it for months and months, and then relapsed and decided to get on Suboxone. I've been on Suboxone since then, uh, partly because, in fact, in large part, in preparation for this particular day, or 2 days, as it's turned out, which I've also been preparing for by virtue of the last 6 leaks Project PM put out in the last month or so. The New York Times leaks, there's 2 parts of that on crypto, and the LA County Prosecutor leaks, there's 3 parts of that on crypto, and there's more coming on both by and by. Part of the reason for that, one reason was to get out Roma's coin, the capability that I put out a report on last year, and Der Spiegel and a couple other outlets around the world covered it, but one U.S. outlet, 2 U.S. outlets covered it, Raw Story and some computer website, forgot which one. And Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Schaefer talked about it, how it's, he was of able danger fame, and he talked about how it's indicative of what else is going on that he knows about. Anyway, didn't get any real coverage in the U.S., not least in the New York Times, which ignored it entirely. Will never reference it. I don't know what they have going on. The incident with Mark Mazzetti at the New York Times, providing information, unpublished material, Marine Dowd's column of all things, to the CIA the other week makes me more suspicious than I usually am. Usually I ascribe these things to incompetence. In the case of the New York Times, I am getting concerned, especially with their history, Mockingbird and all that. If you don't know what Mockingbird is, you're probably an American. Anyway, the reason I have the giggles, I guess, is I've been lessening my intake of opiates, my Suboxone that I'm addicted to. And I've taken none today so far, and probably won't be taking any for the next couple of days, and that makes me, I can feel stuff, and part of it's physical pain, and mental pain, but due to the recent events, the last 2 months, after having been losing for a long time, and after having been fairly certain that I was going to do prison time, because there was nothing for me to there was very little for me to use to show what's been happening to me vis-a-vis the Justice Department since early 2011, when I was involved in exposing something that they put together, Team Themis, in which they had some companies go after WikiLeaks and also Glenn Greenwald, the U.S. citizen who's a journalist who is the enemy of the state now, apparently. Plus other activist groups on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and all that. And of course, the Justice Department did not investigate that. There were no raids. Although there were no raids and no real investigation into Team Themis and all the things we exposed last year, and the real reason I've been raided, the reason I've been targeted by some of these companies, including HB Gary and In-Game Systems, all of which got exposed because of what happened, what we did. Because of that, although there were no raids against them, this year, 6 months ago, 2 days after my raid, I went into a lawyer's office here in Dallas. I retained a lawyer for $3,500 to supplement my pro bono lawyers that I will be bringing in more of as time goes on, and for the civil suit, which I'll explain more about in a second. And I learned, my lawyer told me he just talked to the assistant district attorney spearheading this case, over Agent Robert Smith of the FBI, and she had said, "Well, looks like now that Mom has a problem," is what he relayed. By which they mean that sorry, 1 second. There's an airplane overhead. I think we're being bombed. I hope so. I hate fucking Dallas. By which they meant that my mom is being threatened with obstruction of justice charges. My mom has not been involved in any of this at all. Did not know about the tip I received the previous day. Didn't know I was over there. I come over there a lot. Didn't know I brought, the laptops over. Didn't notice, didn't pay attention. I hid the laptops the next morning after the first visit from the FBI, not her. She didn't know they were hidden. I wouldn't have told her. Not that I don't trust her. It's just she's a rule follower. Is what's absurd about this. Part of what's absurd about this. The other part of absurd about this is that it's fucking insane, and because of it, and because of what I found out about how this came about, how this came to be that my fucking mom is now being threatened by a fucking USDA and a fucking chicken shit little faggot cocksucker, little FBI agent, little Robert Smith that we're investigating now. I've, got to find out, thanks to a hack, thanks to another fucking stroke of luck, thank God, that H.B. Gary, since mid-February, had hired an FBI informant who was already an FBI informant, already had been bitching to the FBI about this other nonsense about Greg Hausch for fucking years. A paid FBI informant who the FBI purchased supplies for, or paid, gave some money to buy supplies because she was so helpful to them in making shit up and thinking up reasons to raid Barrett Brown and get his information they wanted for other reasons. That she was in the employ of fucking H.B. Gary. And working straight with Greg Hogan, the fucking CEO, who's already been caught last year by my fucking friends, some of whom are, friends and acquaintances, really, well-wishers, they sort of, by my contemporaries, who I don't really like that much, when they hacked in their server, already fucking caught the fucking guys in another fucking conspiracy, including one that involved setting up on fraud charges fucking activists who had done nothing to anyone except criticize the Chamber of Commerce. Aaron Barr was going to set up activists for fraud, and guess what's on my fucking search warrant? Fraud. I bring in no money. I have $25,000 I brought in the last year from this fucking book deal. That's it. I got $150 in donations. 50 in donations. All together in 3 years for fucking Project PM. A fucking fraud charge for a fucking writer activist who has no fucking money. Who's spent all his money on fucking lawyers for himself and for his fucking mother. If anyone's curious as to why the next couple weeks are going to happen the way they are, it's because of that fucking shit. And other things that I didn't have fucking time to go into. And I wanted to feel this. I wanted to feel this day. I want to feel the next few months. So I'm getting off of opiates after however many years. I'm done with this. I just want to say the last thing is that, as I know in the previous communique here, Agent Robert Smith himself noted when he came to my fucking house, and he came to my fucking mom's house, rather in this case, after already having raided my house, my apartment here, this one, that they didn't put up the information or tell anyone about me being raided, so the address wouldn't go out for the Zetas. The Zetas are a danger to me. So under his, and as I also noted, FBI informants, including Tom Ryan, and direct associates of Aaron Barr, including Alan Everett, posted pictures of my fucking houses during the Zeta operation with the tagline Zetas, or just so the Zetas had the right Barrett Brown address, posted addresses of houses I don't even have lived in years, and then finally one of them, Narganon, because my Narganon on Twitter is this guy's fucking name, posted a picture, actually found my actual address, which is not under my name. It's never been under my name. I have not used an address under my name in years and years and years for various reasons. He found it somehow. I don't know how he got it, but he got it. And he posted part of it. It was enough to help the Zetas if they wanted to come kill me. And again, up until that time, I thought I was pretty safe. I was laughing off all this bullshit about I'm going to get killed by the Zetas. Then I started getting nervous, especially when they started talking about my mom and shit. My mom's shit was released. I had to call the fucking cops at Highland Park that night and say, please, can you just send somebody over that? I'm just freaked out. I know it's not a big deal probably, but what the fuck? And then, of course, I go to New York. I told my mom to kind of just go somewhere else for a while, whatever, for a few weeks, and, that was why. It was because that guy, and it turns out from the emails that were stolen 2 months ago, and that thank God I have, that guy is an old military buddy of H.B. Gary executive Jim Butterworth, with whom I have a recorded conversation on one of those laptops the FBI needs to give back in 2 weeks. We're also filing a little motion. That's the lawyer's job. I'm going to do it a little differently. Because I know what's legal. I know what I can do legally. Because I know what's been done to me by these fucking contractors. All of whom I can name. All of whom I have documentation on, which is going to be starting to be published this afternoon and this evening. On Cryptome, Pastebin, elsewhere. I know what's legal because I know what's been done to me. And if it's legal when it's done to me, it's going to be legal when it's done to fucking FBI agent Robert Smith, who is a criminal, who was involved in a criminal conspiracy that has, thank God, been revealed, part of which was evident months and months ago because I told the fucking FBI agent Daniel Porsek, who gave me a fake name when his fucking little Jennifer Emick fucking informant, HB Dairy employees, was bragging about this shit and gave me the number. I guess he wanted to talk to me and see what I'd say. Well, his real name is Daniel Porsek. I know that now because of more hacked emails that she got and that she has not refuted, although she is, the informant is now claiming she doesn't work for HB Dairy, even though we again have the invoices, the emails, her ex-partners gave a testimony. It was already obvious, and we have other proof of it, even besides these things that she doesn't know about yet. We don't play all our hands like they do. Anyway, so that's why Robert Smith's life is over. So when I say his life is over, I don't say I'm going to go kill him. But I'm going to ruin his life and look into his fucking kids. Because Aaron Barr did the same thing. And he didn't get rated for it. How do you like them apples? And the final legal note I should notice is that, as Robert Smith has noted, I am in danger from the Zetas. No journalist in the U.S. has ever been killed by the Zetas, to my knowledge. No ex-journalist, and certainly no wacky adventurer, junkie weirdo like Barrett Brown. But it could happen, as all the magazines and newspapers were saying. And as it's true now that part of my address is still gone. I'm moving in 2 weeks, so I'll be a little bit safer then. But part of my address is still up, thanks to that fellow. It's out there because of him, and I will assume, since Zetas often take the guise of Mexican security personnel, government officials, and often are government officials, I'm concerned that the same trick may be played here in the U.S. As such, any armed officials of the U.S. government, particularly the FBI, will be regarded as potential Zeta assassin squads. And as the FBI and DPD know, which is why they sent 30 guys to my house when I wasn't here in my apartment here, and then another 20 to come search my mom's house, they know that I'm armed, that I come from a military family, that I was taught to shoot by a Vietnam vet and by my father, a master hunter, of all things, who goes and shoots elephants, or he did when he had this money before the FBI guy got him. And I will shoot all of them and kill them if they come and do anything, because they are engaged in a criminal conspiracy, and I have reason to fear for my life, not just from the Zetas, but from the U.S. government, because of how much they fucked up and how much they keep getting caught, and because of how much my name is wrapped around all that stuff. Every little news circus I create from here on out directs the media and the public to the criminal conspiracy that was never investigated last year involving Team Phoenix and Justice Department, Eric Holder's little fucking Justice Department, already a fucking under a cloud, not relative to the Bush administration, but still almost as bad. And that helps. So I have no choice left but to defend my family, myself, my girlfriend, my reputation, my work, my activism, my ideas, and the revelations that my friends are going to prison so that we can have a chance to get out for other people, so that they would matter. And frankly, it was pretty obvious I was going to be dead before I was 40 or so. So I wouldn't mind going out with 2 FBI sidearms like a fucking Egyptian pharaoh. Adios.